So, have you seen Doctor Strange? Astral projection. Ninth level necromancy, our first 9th level spell. That's a big one. Casting time of 1 hour, range 10 feet, components verbal somatic material. For each creature you affect with this spell, you must provide one jacinth. Jacinth worth at least 1,000 gold pieces, and one ornately carved bar of silver worth at least 100 gold pieces. All of which the spell consumes. Duration? Special. Oh boy, special duration. Also costly spell. You and up to 8 willing creatures within range project your astral bodies into the astral plane. The spell fails and the casting is wasted if you are already on the plane. The material body you leave behind is unconscious and in a state of suspended animation. Doesn't need food or air and doesn't age. That one. That caveat. We'll get back to that. Your astral body resembles your mortal form in almost every way, replicating your game statistics and possessions. Also really good. We'll get back to... I'm just going to read through the spell. There's going to be a lot of talking on this one, though. Principal difference is the addition of a silvery cord that extends from between your shoulder blades and trails behind you, fading to invisibility after 1 foot. This cord is your tether to the material body. As long as the tether remains intact, you can find your way home. If the cord is cut, something that can happen only when an effect specifically states that it does, your soul and body are separated, killing you instantly. Your astral form can freely travel through the astral plane and can pass through portals there leading to any other plane. If you enter a new plane and return to the plane you were on when casting the spell, your body and possessions are transported along the silver cord, allowing you to re-enter your body as you enter the new plane. Your astral form is a separate incarnation. Any damage or other effects that apply to it have no effect on your physical body, nor do they persist when you return to it. The spell ends for you and your companions when you use your action to dismiss it. A simple action. When the spell ends, the affected creature returns to its physical body and it awakens. Okay, the fact it specifically says action can't be just dropped as a free action. The spell might also end early for you or one of your companions. A successful dispel magic spell used against an astral or physical body ends the spell for that creature. If the creature's original body or its astral form drops to 0 hit points, the spell ends for that creature. If the spell ends and the silver cord is intact, the cord pulls the creature's astral form back to its body, ending its state of suspended animation. If you are returned to your body prematurely, your companions remain in their astral forms and must find their own way back to their bodies, usually by dropping to 0 hit points. Wow! That one's quite hefty. A high gold cost hour, but the duration of special, aka it's just indefinite but ends on multiple conditions, instead of just dispelled. You can end it as an action, send all of you back to your bodies in the material plane, healthy and alive and fine. The issue is, it's an action, so if you're paralyzed, or you're stunned, or just frozen, or things that stop you from being able to use your actions, which do exist, that's no good. Then you can't bring everyone back. Or there's also the fact of, if you drop to 0 hit points, or you get dispelled, or you get sent back, all of a sudden the rest of your buddies are left there, and they have to get to 0 to head back to their bodies. But let's say it was in an encounter where your cord was severed, and cords can be severed, which, depending on the campaign, might be less or more common in the astral. Hint for Talvos, it's a little more. Dispel magic, it's Dispel against a 9th level spell. It's gonna take a bit. You gotta get above a 19. You have your bonuses applied to it, and if you're an abjurationist, it's your spell attack virtually, but still. Also, the suspended animation. That's... not particular to a D&D party. For NPCs, or people who are already, again, depending on how easily accessed 9th level spells are in your setting, being able to just... If you don't get killed or hunted down in the astral, depending on the situation, this is just immortality. Because the mortal body's still completely fine. I guess not quite. The physical body can still be destroyed. It's just the age... sustenance and time aren't really going to affect it. That doesn't mean a group of goblins finding where your corpse is can't, But for this, it's great. It's still the issue of situational, but for the variety of things it allows you to do, the special duration, which... it's still really good. And the fact the astral form is basically a buffer, unless the cord cutting situation. Very situational, still have all the portal access. Stuff is brought with you when you go through the astral portals, which is crazy. 8 out of 10. Bordering on 9, but too situational.